Along to the staff presentations, I'm going to turn it over to our Assistant City Manager to go ahead and do an update on our homelessness issue.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. Tonight we'll be discussing some of our COLT activity, the Homeless Navigation Center update, and an overview of some homeless to housing situations in Santa Ana, where we are showing some of our success stories with some of our housing developments in the city. First of all, our quality of life team, known as COLT, remains active and engaged in all areas of the city. During the month of August, COLT continued its daily coordinated responses through the city. We've had 377 contacts. Cleanups were 536, with 106 arrests and citations and 44 placements of individuals into our shelters. Now, the Navigation Center, as you know, it's been open for a couple of months now, and our total right now is 123, and the breakdown of that is 73 males, 50 females, 18 children, 11 pets, and the total number of families occupied in the shelter today is 14. Some of the activities and resources we've been having there is on-site medical appointments, parenting classes, referrals to mental health, AA meetings. COVID testing is an ongoing feature that we have there at the shelter. We have the day habilitation program, which provides stress management and job connections and credit recovery assistance. We also have on-site social services, which comes to the Navigation Center. And again, that's the Carnegie Navigation Center to assist guests with Medi-Cal, CalFresh, and General Relief. 3 guests were connected to Main Street housing vouchers over this period of time, and 4 guests were connected to permanent supportive housing, and 1 guest was connected to project-based vouchers, and 1 veteran was connected to a VAST voucher. So we'll explain a little more about some of our housing opportunities. Housing is critical to addressing homeless. As you know, we have a really good pipeline in our city. We're one of the only cities building permanent supportive housing. So we have the shelter, and then we also have the support system of the permanent supportive housing. And housing is also critical to healthcare, and both outreach workers and navigation staff work collectively and diligently to find the best housing situation for each individual they encounter, as we know that not one size fits all. In the city of Santa Ana, we're proud to say that we have over 434 permanent supportive housing units. You'll see on the slide above you the breakdown of the different developments with the different number of units. And again, we're always working on that pipeline, and I have to congratulate Judson Brown and the private developers that are contributing to the permanent supportive housing situation in our city. And again, almost every year we have 1 breaking ground or 1 opening, and the next up in our city is, next slide, is the North Harbor Village PSH. As you know, that's on Harbor. It was formerly a hotel. So we have Westview House coming up in 2023, Crossroads of Washington, and of course, North Harbor Village coming up soon. So we're very happy with all of these. By 2024, we'll have 10 permanent supportive housing locations in our city. Again, that helps with our pipeline. It helps inform everyone at the shelter of what options are available for our clients in the shelter and moving them into the housing. With that, our next homeless update will be Tuesday, October 18th.
Thank you, Mr. Mendoza. Let me go ahead and bring it back to the City Council, see if there's any questions or comments. Let me begin with Councilmember Pham.
Thank you, and thank you, Stephen, for that update. This might be for Nabil. First of all, I want to say thank you for that 8-foot fence right by the Greenville Channel. I know our residents in Ward 1, Windsor Village North are very excited. However, in picking up my Ward 1 community representative, Lisbeth Rosales, I noticed that those gates are not locked. I actually sent in a My Santa Ana app notification, and you know, I hope that we're gonna get those locks in soon, because I was at the stop sign and saw a man push a cart into the channel because the gate wasn't locked.
We'll make sure that it's locked. I know staff reported to me today that they are manufacturing or designing lock boxes to preserve the lock itself. So I will follow up and make sure these are locked and the channel is and no one is in the channel.
Great. And I do want to say for all the residents out there, when you do come across a situation that is not an emergency, please use the My Santa Ana app. I know I got a follow-up, I got a text message, I got an app notification. I used it multiple times. But if it is an emergency, if you see someone in danger, someone in trouble, please call 911. That is still a valid method if there is an emergency. My next question regarding the homelessness update is, do we have, and maybe Mr. Assistant City Manager chatted about this a little bit, but it seems like there's a bit of a gap between the types of services we have, where we have, emergency shelter, overnight shelter, and then we have the long-term kind of more wraparound services or affordable housing, right? But there's this space in between where individuals are not exactly ready to live on their own, but maybe an overnight shelter is not, they're a little bit beyond that. Do we have any roadmaps or ideas and kind of what is that in between or to fill that gap?
As you know, the last year and a half have been absorbed trying to get the homeless shelter up, and now we're moving on to other solutions. And our homeless interdepartmental team works on solutions, and we bring those solutions forward. Sometimes it's solutions regarding upkeep of the city, and sometimes it is shelter beds and different types of gaps, whether it's hotel rooms for families or those kind of things. And we'll continue to work on those for you. We welcome all input regarding gaps in service, and we can work on those and bring those to council in a later date.
And I think, I bring it up because I know in working with some other cities, you might have an overnight shelter to get people off the streets so they're not camping in the park, but during the day they have to leave, and so they're just literally in our communities walking about outside. And so, community members, families see that, and they say, well, I thought we were building these shelter beds, but the shelter beds are not meant to house someone 24/7. Not every single bed is that way. And so they're not ready for, again, that Section 8 voucher or that, position or that home at La Placita Cinco, but they're also, only housed at night, overnight. So that's what I mean by that, and I appreciate staff working on it, but I wanted to put it out there for our residents that we are working on that issue, but it is a big investment. What we see, for example, in LA County are these pretty terrible actual mini homes or tiny homes that are insanely expensive to build, poorly positioned and flooded during the rains to try to fix this problem. And I know our staff is looking to do something better than that. But I appreciate the update. Thank you.
Thank you for those comments. Let me call on Councilmember Lopez.
Thank you, Mayor Sarmiento. Stephen, I saw that we do parenting classes every Thursday. Is it possible for folks in the shelters to get some sort of finance 101 classes? Because part of that is, I'm assuming, folks being prepared to move into some sort of PSH, and I would like for families that have been in the streets to kind of have that reminder of financial responsibility.
Yes, we'd be glad to work on expanding our services.
Okay, and then can you remind me, out of the 9 people that were connected to housing, can you give me that breakdown again?
The 9 people?
This is 9 guests connected to housing.
We'll give you the breakdown of those. I don't see the breakdown where I gave out 9, but I will go ahead and follow up with you and get that from Terry on the breakdown of where they went.
Okay, cool, thank you. And then, Nabil, I had a question for you. Can you just briefly talk to the public about Caltrans? My office is receiving a lot of requests for cleanups in areas close to the freeway, the off-ramps, and you and I have had multiple conversations about the backlog or the process that Caltrans has in place, and I think it would be great for the residents to hear directly from you. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Councilmember. We, based on your request to meet with Caltrans, and we did have a Zoom meeting with the Caltrans maintenance crew and staff, and they do have a policy that has been established statewide that they would respond to encampments within a 3 months period. That's their policy. And the reason we met with them really was to make sure that we coordinate the efforts of cleaning the on-ramps, off-ramps, and the properties that belongs to Caltrans within the area of the city of Santa Ana. Many times we call them and they do respond, but it's delayed, and we try to coordinate the effort. The main purpose of the meeting was to coordinate the effort, but the understanding that the response to the encampment is very much delayed. And it is not just for the District 12, which is the one in Orange County, but it's statewide. So, however, staff within the district in Orange County has promised that we coordinate better because they see the need in Santa Ana, but they also have many freeways to cover in Orange County that keeps them very busy. So we're doing our best. We have the person that is in charge of the cleaning of or the maintenance of the on-ramp, off-ramps for Caltrans. I have her cell phone. Now we can communicate better on the requests. So.
Okay, thank you. And thank you to the department. I know you always answer my emails. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Member. Any other questions or comments from the council? Clerk, staff, anybody online with a raised hand? All right. Hearing and do we have somebody?
No, I briefly unmuted myself, but no, I don't have any questions. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Council Member. Let me go ahead and thank staff. The only thing I would say is, the other day I was driving by First as you approach Harbor, going west on Harbor. I forget what the street is. It's kind of behind that shopping center, the 7-Eleven. Seemed like a pocket, kind of a congregation. Just to, if you all can maybe put it on your list of hotspots or something to review. I know that there was quite a few people there that might need some help, and maybe we send our civilian team out there to take a look. In any event, thank you for that presentation. Let me go ahead and